It's 2014, E3 time. Nintendo has started a new trend, showing a pre-recorded video instead of a live press conference. The presentation is good. They got Robot Chicken.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!
How about this instead?
Some cool new games, and the concept reveal of a new Zelda game. There wasn't much to go on, but the promises of an open world combined with a strange new enemy and Link's new look let imaginations run wild. And the game's coming next year, in 2015. It's 2015. No Zelda. No trailer at all. The face of the game, Aonuma, puts out a little video apologizing, but the way he says it inspires confidence. He basically says that this game is so different from previous Zeldas that they came up with a whole bunch of new ideas naturally during development, and they would rather make sure these ideas are in the game than rush it out for an arbitrary deadline. His words are reassuring. So, the world waits another year.
You're actually going to take us into a couple of the shrines that
we're going to get up close and
plateau.
personal with some shrines.
Awesome.
You're right.
So,
It's 2016, E3 time yet again, and the game is ready to be shown. The trailer is decent, but the real treat is the 4-hour-long gameplay live stream that they put on. Now you really start to see the possibilities. Complete 180 from previous 3D Zeldas. No longer do you get one item per dungeon, doing the dungeons in a set order. Instead, you get all the gadgets in the first hour. Then, you set your own objectives. And when people saw all the interactions between the game systems, like fire, wind, gravity, enemy AI, it really felt like something special. From this day forward, the wait to play this became excruciating. But the world would have to wait just one more year. It's 2017. A new trailer is released. Bits of the story are finally revealed, as well as some of the best trailer music of all time. It feels significant. It feels like a vision they've been trying to realize for a long time. Like a culmination of 30 years of innovation and quality. And it's here.
Here it comes!
You must save her, my daughter.
Now, if this were any other game, it would be time to brace for the disappointment montage. But there was no disappointment to be had. The game worked beautifully. It was true freedom. There was one goal: destroy Ganon. How you did it was completely up to you. I was in between jobs during this game's release, which allowed me to play over 100 hours in that first week. It was like I was in a trance, like I was a kid again. Since then, I've 100%ed the game 3 more times. I even made my own costume and dressed up as Link for Halloween. And I'm here to tell you today, I am very worried about the sequel to this game. To see what I mean, let's look at the timeline. Not that timeline. A timeline of the trailers. We got the concept reveal trailer, which was about 2 years and 8 months from the release of the game. Then the delay video, which was about 2 years out. Then the meaty 4-hour gameplay showcase, which was about 8 months from the release of the game. Finally, the announcement date hype trailer, which was about 2 months before the release of the game. Now, let's compare this with the information we have so far for the yet-to-be-released sequel, Tears of the Kingdom. The release date is supposed to be this year, May 12th, 2023, so let's base our second timeline off that. The first trailer was at E3 2019. and is in a similar vein to the Breath of the Wild teaser trailer from E3 2014. This trailer, though, is much farther out, almost 4 years before the targeted release. It features some exploration under the castle, which led people to speculate that a big feature of the sequel would be more cave systems to explore, but not much else to go on. One peculiar detail is that the ending scene shows the same map as the first game, which is surprising because the whole journey of discovery was one of the best parts of the original. Anyone who's played the game will agree that the most memorable chunk of playtime was the first 30 to 40 hours, where everything felt new and limitless. Surely the sequel will have us leave Hyrule and go to a new continent. The next trailer was at E3 2021, and now we're 2 years from release. A few more mechanics have been introduced, seemingly dealing with time manipulation and some sort of portal to some sky islands. I can appreciate that development was probably slowed way down due to the pandemic, so I'll give them a pass here on the lack of information. But my original concern from the first trailer still stands. The landmass is the same from the first game. Surely it's just a placeholder for trailers so as not to spoil the experience? In March of 2022, a delay was announced. The game was planned for 2022, but it was moved to 2023, as the timeline reflects. This delay's reasoning feels much more generic compared to last reveal cycle. It basically comes off as, they had their plan and were executing it, but the pandemic threw off their schedule. Fair enough, but again, still no real information, just talk of new features and an expanded world. Not a new world, but an expanded world. Now onto this most recent trailer, which came out September of 2022, now only 8 months away. So compared to the previous reveal cycle, we should be getting some pretty juicy info now. But no. A few cryptic wall paintings, more sky islands, and a glider, which... that isn't the same map from the first game, is it? They must be hiding something huge, right? My concern is this. The release date is coming soon, and we've gotten barely any information, which would be fine if the 3 or 4 minutes we've seen over the past 4 years inspired some confidence, but they don't. We're missing that big gameplay showcase from the previous game's reveal cycle, and my number one fear, the base map being the same, if they're actually going through with this, I think it could be a huge mistake. Zelda has done direct sequels before, where they've reused styles or assets or characters, but the actual map and exploration experience was always completely new every time. Link Between Worlds is the one exception to this, but that game is closer to a remake, and 22 years had passed between the two games. It wasn't like, say, the next game in the series. It's very important for the exploration to be new each time, because that's part of what makes each Zelda game unique. The exploration is the star of the game. If there's just a few new items and powers and puzzles, but the map is the same, that's not enough. The story, the items, the settings, Zelda has gotten away with reusing these elements many, many times, and many, many times it has worked just fine. That's precisely because the only true difference between every entry is the journey. The Zelda series is not the Yakuza series. It can't get away with using the same map. You can't just add a shop here or there in the sequel and call it a day. But based on the information we have, that seems to be exactly what they're doing. Same map, but with some extra things to do. And also, I see some people hyped about the addition of caves as part of the expansion to the world that was referenced in the delay announcement. But there is absolutely no concrete evidence to suggest there will be any caves. We got a cutscene under the castle, but this just seems to be setting up the threat. And that trailer was almost 4 years ago. The scope of a game can absolutely change in 4 years, especially with a pandemic. The only other evidence is this 2-second clip from the second trailer. But is this even a cave? It just looks like an indoor area. There were lots of places that looked like this in the first game. I have no reason to believe there are any caves. If 99% of what they're showing is just the Sky Islands, I have to think that's the thing they've been working on. If this game ends up being a $60 Skyward Sword Island DLC, are we happy with that? I don't want it to be true. I'm desperately hoping that Nintendo has just been using the old map as a placeholder for the trailers, and that actually the real map will change. Or maybe there will be some cataclysmic event partway into the game that will completely change the map, or maybe the whole game will take place somewhere new. But based on what we've seen so far, that doesn't seem to be the direction they're taking. I don't need the plot revealed, I don't need any game mechanics revealed, I don't even need to see the new map. I just need to know that a new journey is coming. When it comes to gameplay and consistent quality, Nintendo has built up a lot of goodwill with fans, and I don't think they would put out a release date if they didn't think they had something good. But I don't want something good. I want something exceptional. I'm looking forward to finally getting my hands on the game. I just can't shake this feeling of concern. Hopefully, we get more concrete information soon. I want to spend more of my time making video essays like this because it's a lot of fun, so if you subscribed and shared this, it would mean the world to me. Love you guys, and thanks for watching.